worn out at the end of the season, so they gave him some time off and have had to build him back up.
First pitch fired in to Austin Brindling is for a strike. The junior 2 for 4 last night with a run. And he fouls a pitch away, quickly 0-2.
Biggest thing that you're going to see from Dom Fritton is a fastball that is a plus pitch. It's about 94 to 96 from the left side, but the spin rate makes it an upper echelon pitch, and his command of it, when he's got it going, is very good.
Brindling chops it to third base. Across the diamond from Alec Makarevich for the first out. We talked to Amac earlier in the game. In the dugout, he was loose but excited to be back in the postseason. Blake Jackson will bat. He squares around and pulls it back to take a strike. Jackson spent 2 seasons at Charlotte. He's come over to South Carolina. He's down in the count 0-2.
Gotta love what you're seeing from Dominic Fritton so far. Flooding the strike zone with strikes with the first 2 batters.
Pitch is high, it's 1-2. Clint Chrysler told us that Dom Fritton's the best he's been all year as of late. That one just missing outside. It's 2-2.
In this capacity crowd, you're going to hear the groans and the excitement from this crowd all night.
That one catches. 2 away.
There's been a steady diet of fastballs. This one right on the outside part of the plate, 94 miles an hour. Dom Fritton painting. And now you get Cole Messina, a guy who has been on an absolute tear, coming off an SEC tournament where he was 9 for 16 with 4 home runs and the game-tying home run with 2 outs in the 9th yesterday.
He drives that ball to center. Coming over, making the grab, Eli Serrano the third, a 1-2-3 inning for the Wolf.
Sparingly, it's mostly fastball slider, but that fastball up to 95 is where he's going to hang his hat.
Eli Serrano will lead things off for the Wolfpack. He's riding a 12-game hit streak. I saw him before the game. He's been working in the cage early, working on staying behind the ball. Hits the ball on the ground to second base. Parker Noland with a quick first out, 1 pitch, 1 away for the Gamecocks.
He's going to be frustrated with that swing. You said it, he's working on staying behind the ball, driving the ball the other way, hands inside. Completely got wrapped around that one and hit it into the dirt.
That'll bring up Garrett Pennington, the senior. 2 for 4, 2 runs last night. 3rd team All ACC. You mentioned the middle of this order. Pennington, Makarevich combined versus Bryant yesterday. 6 for 9s, 4 runs, 3 RBI, and 5 doubles. Drives that ball to left. Kiss it goodbye. A solo home run. Garrett Pennington gets the party started. It's 1-0 Wolfpack.
Ball's absolutely hammered, 110 off the bat, fastball down the heart of the plate. Garrett Gainey knew it right away. Garrett Pennington makes him pay. The leg kick, the style, it all looks good when the ball goes 410 feet.
That brings up Alec Makarevich. Hits it on the ground, third base, but foul. You know, Garrett Pennington has talked a lot about how much fun he's having. He's like, we've gone through the gauntlet. And when you put in the work and then you do something like that, you know you're feeling some type of way.
I heard someone get in my ear and say, Garrett Pennington, you are now cleared for takeoff. He launched that one.
It's 40th extra base of the year. 15th homer on the season. It's a well-oiled machine between the 2 and 3 hole in this lineup. Ball's in the dirt. Dalton Reeves behind the plate tonight. If you are just tuning in, Ethan Petrie out of the lineup with a hand injury. So they've shifted around. Cole Messina is playing at first. Dalton Reeves is catching. That ball's driven in the air, caught though at the track. Austin Brinling makes the catch. There's 2 away.
It sure got the crowd excited. Makarevich, bummed that he didn't get a little bit more of that one. He knew he got some of it. The question is, did you get enough? Ball just died out there on him. Look, he got a little bit off the end of the bat.
Here's Jacob Cozart. He takes ball 1. The junior from High Point, North Carolina. How about High Point today?
How about High Point?
Pops that one up. Shallow right field, center field. Excuse me. Brinling is under it and makes the grab. Garrett Pennington gets...
See, Georgia's really offensive. They end up being a host as well. They just had to put a couple of things together. Did that in the SEC tournament. It gave them a lot of confidence coming into regionals.
Kennedy Jones will lead things off. He's the DH in the lineup tonight. Dylan Brewer gets the start in left. Foul tip into the glove. It's 0-2. That one's fouled away. Dom Fritton had a 1-2-3 inning in the first with a strikeout. Yesterday, Kennedy Jones with a large home run. A big piece of what South Carolina was able to do. They played from behind against James Madison all game long. That's a floater into center. Serrano's there. It's 1 away.
They did play from behind for most of the game. It felt like they were chasing almost the entire time. But it shows the resilience of this team to be able to hang in there, and then eventually do enough to win the ballgame.
That brings up Dalton Reeves, designated hitter last night. Starts behind the plate tonight. He takes strike 1 from Fritton. He's out front, and Fritton's ahead, 0-2.
Dominic Fritton feels like he's got a lot of confidence in the way the fastball's working right now. We've seen him go to the breaking ball a couple of times, but it's been mostly heaters.
Misses outside. That'll even the count to 2-2. To your point, you know, his cutter's been effective. Clint Chrysler told us, the pitching coach for the Wolfpack, his changeup's been better. His breaking ball, he can flip to keep guys off the fastball. Foul tip, caught a piece of it. Here's what he's working with this season, Roddy.
I mean, when you've got a fastball like he does, it's no surprise that you're going to get primarily that fastball.
Another one nibbling outside. The count's full now.
The thing is, the South Carolina offense is so good at not chasing, and you saw the chase rate, Dom Fritton above the national average. South Carolina great at being patient.
They love to take their walks right on cue. Top team in the SEC. So Reeves takes first. That brings up Talmadge LeCroy.
Yeah, third in the country in walks, the South Carolina team coming into the weekend. You can see why there. As Fritton was nibbling around the plate, Reeves was pushing the plate away like he had had plenty at Thanksgiving dinner and says, no thank you, I will not nibble anymore.
South Carolina was 2 for 13 with runners on against James Madison. We'll see if tonight's different. Swing and a miss from LeCroy. The junior was 2 for 4 with a run last night. That one gets away. Bobbles off Cozart, and so Reeves is on second.
Really felt like Fritton was on cruise control until 2 strikes. It's Dalton Reeves. That fastball just skids when it hits the ground under the glove. Jacob Cozart.
That pitch is high. It's 2-1. Ruled a wild pitch on the play. Ball's inside. 3-1 count. The fans engaged early. It's going to be a fun one. It's outside, back-to-back walks. This is what South Carolina did all season.
It's going to be a little bit different with Ethan Petry. You're taking double-digit home runs out of the lineup, or excuse me, without Ethan Petry, taking double-digit home runs out of the lineup. But this is still a really talented group. You know, LeCroy and Kennedy Jones, the only 2 guys. There's Ethan Petry getting that left hand looked at, the one that he took the pitch off of yesterday. The good news is he's having fun. He's in a decent mood for guy to play. The good news is that there's nothing on that hand for South Carolina, so there's a potential, just looking at it, that you could see him another time, I guess. Oh, now they're putting something on there. Gonna be a little splint action, it looks like.
Parker Nolan comes up. 2-on-1 down. He takes strike 1. To your point, too, you know, we talked to Ethan Petry earlier in the week with Cole Messina. Man, he's a driving force on this team. He's a leader. He had an exceptional freshman year, came back this year. You know, he's super frustrated not to be playing tonight. But he'll be in that dugout doing his best job.
Doing the same dance that you do when the music comes on.
You weren't supposed to tell people that. That's my happy dance.
I let people into the booth sometimes.
It's fair. Pitch is outside. It's 2-1.
All of a sudden, Dom Fritton, who was, just so efficient through the first 4 batters, sort of lost the strike zone a little bit.
South Carolina was 0-for with runners in scoring position yesterday. And that's high. It's 3-1.
Eight of those 13 balls have come in the last 2 hitters.
Nolan drives it into left, right to Luke Nixon. There's 2 away.
That's a big out, especially after being 3-1. He's done a nice job of getting ahead of hitters, but so far 7 for 7 when it comes to first pitch strikes. Last 3 batters, he's ended up behind.
Dylan Brewer is the batter, 2-on-2 down in the top of the second.
Of course, after I say he's 7 for 7, he throws a ball.
Of course.
That's on me.
Don't you know how it works?
I'll take that one. I'll wear it.
You got to wear that. He takes ball too low. The 4th regional appearance for Mark Kingston as head coach of this program, 7th season overall. Popped up on the infield. Got a bunch of guys calling it. Garrett Pennington runs a long way to make that catch. 2 runners stranded. We head to the bottom of the
ranked team with the exception of Florida State in the series, and they split a 2-game series against Florida State.
Yeah, on the road. On the
road in a series where Florida State had some tarp mishaps that caused the game to be canceled.
We won't get into it.
No, we won't. Tarps are hard.
Brandon Butterworth leads off, and he has a big swing through strike 2. Butterworth 2 for 5 with a run and 2 RBI last night. Hits it hard on the ground to second. Sliding over is Noland. Great play by him. Good defense. There's one away.
Garrett Gainey loves it. Ranging to his left was Parker Noland. The slide and then the accurate throw. You had to go a long way for this one. Makes it throw in plenty of time to the first baseman, Cole Messina. How about Garrett Gainey? I mean, it's the first out of the second inning, and he's fist pumping. And that's part of it, though. I mean,
matters.
It does. And, you know, he's a guy that is emotional, and that emotion, they sort of tried to coach it out of him at times at Liberty, but since he's gotten to South Carolina, they've embraced that emotion and let him be who he is.
The freshman, Alex Sosa, is the batter. He takes strike 2. So Gainey had 0-2. What you're talking about, we talked to pitching coach Matt Williams earlier in the week, who was his pitching coach, Gainey's pitching coach at Liberty. And he talked to us about how emotional he was as a starter and a reliever, and he's got 2 different personalities based off of his role. And he said, we tried to calm him down a little bit and bring that calmness. He said, but maybe I was wrong. And now I'm coaching him at his second school, allowing him to be more himself. So what you see from him is who he really is, and we've just kind of enforced that for him. That pitch just missing. But I really thought that was awesome that Matt Williams said, you know what, we got a second chance with him here at South Carolina, and we're just letting him be himself.
Yeah, it was funny for him to admit that, hey, you know, maybe that wasn't the way to go with a guy like that. You take away some of what makes him great by taking that fire away.
And sometimes you think you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
You think that, all right, I've been around, I know what I'm doing. So I think when you can admit that maybe you didn't know, I think that takes a big man. That is a big drive into right field. It's going to get down and bounce off the wall. The freshman, a big turn, and he heads back to first. A one-out base hit for Sosa.
The ball was elevated and absolutely drilled by Alex Sosa. The freshman who came in really highly touted, battled sickness this year. A little stumble around first base, just a little bit, but wisely slams on the brakes. Blake Jackson made a great play off the wall to get into second base quickly.
There's Luke Nixon, freshman left fielder, sacked by an RBI last night, also walked and came in to score. Missing that good pitch from Gainey. It's 1-1.
I think it was absolutely nasty. It looked like he threw a pitch with a magnet to its left, like threw a metal ball with a magnet and dove away. Famer now.
Oh, there it is again. Disgusting pitch. 2 away.
Just fires that really good fastball right on the outside corner. Freezes Nixon.
2 away for Matt Hefner. He pokes that one down the line, but foul.
We were not sure we were going to see Matt Hefner today after he fouled the ball off of, let's just say, a very sensitive part of the body, but got a bunt down, recovered overnight, and here he is, showing a lot of toughness.
That pitch coming in for ball 1. It's a 1-1. Yeah, he's a trooper. That didn't look fun.
No, and he wasn't having a lot of fun reliving it in the dugout earlier when we were asking him, are you okay? He's like, yeah, you know. He described it as some of the worst pain he's ever felt.
Let's be clear. You talked to him about that.
Yes, yeah.
Let's be clear here.
Yeah.
I was not a part of that conversation.
Oh, you are.
That one's tapped on the ground. Gainey tosses it over. 6 then took over South Carolina. Will Tippett doing a little bit of what he did last night, ties this ball game up with a solo home run.
He seems like a guy that's playing with a ton of confidence. Home run yesterday, also had the game-winning sac fly yesterday, and got all of this one. Knew it right away that it was out of the ballpark. Will Tippett at the bottom of that lineup, showing some offense. Something that had not counted on all year from Tippett, but he has performed here in regionals.
I saw him pregame. He said his family's in the stands and how much he loves having them at games. They came to a ton of home games this year too, a ton of his games. Really special for him. The second home run of the tournament. Austin Brindling is the batter. One hop over to Butterworth, who makes the play. There's one away. But yeah, you're talking about a guy who's batting in the 9-hole. He was switch hitting earlier in the year. That wasn't necessarily going his way. So he stuck to the right side of the box. Has been hitting much better after that. Pretty special.
Their family and friends. Will Tippett fired up. He is, Mike Rooney called him last night the suddenly offensive Will Tippett, because again, like, here's a guy who's hitting right now 178. But a couple home runs now in this regional, game-winning sac fly in the biggest moments. That type of confidence is going to build.
It's giving Kyle Schwarber.
It's giving Kyle Schwarber. Okay, okay.
First time this year with home runs in back-to-back games for Will Tippett. Blake Jackson, the batter, 1-1 pitch in for a ball. Fouled away. It's 2-2. Big swing, foul tip into Cozart's glove for the second out. Coming up, Cole Messina, the hero yesterday in the 9th inning. They decide to pitch to him, James Madison does, and he makes him pay a 2-run home run to tie it up. A monster shot. But this wasn't all. He wasn't the only Messina celebrating. His mom, Becky, in the stands, firing up the fans. And then they celebrated on social media, of course. How about Cole re-sharing this of his mom? Come on, that is so good.
Oh, you should be the other emojis, the hand emojis in the air saying, yeah, mom, yeah. Not the face plant emoji or the face palm emoji.
Listen, even superstars get embarrassed sometimes, I guess.
I love it.
So awesome. Messina's got 18 RBI over his previous 6 games. Ethan Petrie said he had never seen anyone play like that in the SEC tournament. His mind was blown at Messina's performance.
9 for 16, 4 home runs, couple home runs in a game against Arkansas, grand slam against LSU. And what do you know, a walk. Being very careful with Cole Messina. Although, Kennedy Jones coming up is no slouch behind him. The right-handed bats in this lineup, especially when Ethan Petrie's in it, are the ones that you're most afraid of. Despite the number of lefties, Messina, Jones, Petrie, those are the big bats.
Jones flew out his first at bat, 1 on 2 down in the top of the 3rd. In the region of the 4 teams, South Carolina ranks 1st in on-base percentage, 1st in batting average and balls in play, 2nd in OPS. Their pitching staff, 1st or 2nd in almost every category.
It's not a super, it was not a super pitching heavy region in terms of overall stats. We felt like this was going to be more of an offensive regional.
Messina takes off, they throw to 1st and now to 2nd, and Butterworth grabs the ball and tags him out.
You're having to do it against capacity crowds like this. A phenomenal crowd we've got on hand tonight. And a great job by Emmett of getting our shots in the stands.
Absolutely, we love a good handheld. Noah Souls leading off for the Wolfpack. His first at bat tonight. He hit a towering home run last night in the ball game. Hey, just to put a bow on what we were just talking about, 81% of the teams that go 2-0 in regionals go on to win it. 67% of regional host site advance. That's just the advantage of being at home. That's why it is so important. That's why teams are fighting when you get to the conference tournament to see if you can just inch closer. Can you get to be a regional host? Can you be a top 8 and potentially host all the way through super regionals? That's why it's so important. Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie.
In the air to left. Dylan Brewer makes the catch. There's one away.
So first shot of Dylan Brewer out in the field. Dylan Brewer, a natural center fielder, so with he and Brindling in the outfield, it makes South Carolina better defensively. Brewer in because of the shuffling that happens with Ethan Petrie out of the lineup. He studies the scouting report card for where to line up, so covers a lot of ground out there.
Eli Serrano III is the batter. He takes strike 1. Played first base last year. There was no room in the outfield for him. And then he said, hey, coach, you got to let me back out there, man. Hits it hard on the ground through the infield. It's a 1-out base hit for the Wolfpack. Hey, ESPN is the home for the NCAA College Baseball Regionals for around-the-clock multi-game coverage. Scan that QR code. You see it there on your screen. ESPN Plus subscribers can access expanded coverage with Squeeze Play. Our friends Matt Schick, Mike Rooney, Chris Button, Chris Burke, they've been holding down the fort. They have the remote, all the best moments, all the walk-offs, everything that's going on around the country. They've got the remote for. Here's Garrett Pennington. It's it in the air right side, but foul. That hit by Serrano extends his hit streak to 13 games. Drives that ball to right field, going back to the trees. Garrett Pennington, a 2-run home run, back-to-back at bats. He's left the yard. You think he's feeling good tonight?
think he's got everybody in red and white feeling good tonight. Right now, first was a no-doubter to left field. This one wasn't clear right off the bat, but had enough carry. An Oppo taco for Garrett Pennington. Absolutely locked in, and with Alec Makarevich coming to the plate, you got to be careful. Thought for a second Blake Jackson have a shot at it. The crowd wasn't quite sure until he gave up, knowing this one was over the fence. Garrett Gainey disappointed that that one left the yard.
Garrett Pennington spent his first 3 seasons at D2 Central Missouri, transferred to Wichita State, and then came here to Raleigh for this opportunity. NC State up 3-1 in the bottom of the 3rd. One away, Alec Makarevich will bat.
He gave the hanging breaking ball a nice ride in his first at bat.
It's the 4th multi-homer game of the year for Pennington. Yeah, Makarevich hit it a long way. Wasn't sure if he had it or not. We had a great reaction. He's on a 21-game hit streak right now with 38 hits. It's a high fly ball into left. Brewer under it makes the grab. There's 2 away.
Had some win this weekend. What is the name for that thing? It has a name, doesn't it?
Are you talking to me?
I'm anyone that can hear me and respond, I am talking to.
It's a wind gauge, obviously.
Oh, I thought it had like a more official name than that.
We'll come up with it. I'll let you know. I'll think about it.
Like a windometer or something like that.
Jacob Cozart is the batter. Saw Cozart's family last night in the stands. He takes a ball. His mom, Michelle, his dad, Craig, his brother, Caleb, who finished up at UNC Greensboro, and his younger brother, Sam, who's in the class of 2025, committed to Texas A&M.
Yeah, I had a chance to speak with the Cozarts, and let me just tell you, Sam could play a lot of sports, including basketball.
6'7", he's been that way. I've been covering him since he was 12 years old, and he is a pitcher. It's pretty special, the Cozart family. That's low, so Cozart works a 2-out walk to extend the inning. Brandon Butterworth spent the last 2 years at Western Carolina, transferred in. Elliot Avent loves the way he plays shortstop. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Drives it down the left field line. It's a fair ball. It went over the wall, so it's going to be a ground rule double. Cozart's got to stay over at third. A little tough luck there.
Yeah, it is tough luck, because I think Cozart probably scores, especially if it kicks around a little bit. Sneaks inside the line, clearly inside the line, over the wall, into the sand. Brandon Butterworth keeps it going, and
runners on second and third for the freshman Alex Sosa. He drilled a single back in the second inning, but he takes strike one. Gainey ahead 0-2.
The ball that Alex Sosa hit last inning was kind of like the left-handed version of what Brandon Butterworth just did down the line. He's in a spot here, though, 0-2.
Out of play. Into the crowd. Packed house here at Doak Field.
This was such a good defensive swing, because you're expecting off-speed and reacting fastball. Late on the fastball, foul it off. Nice job there executing.
In on his hands, gets the strikeout. Those two runners left stranded, but Kara Pennington is feeling good. 2 home runs on the night. It is
Arkansas from winning in 2018. I won't bring it up, Arkansas fans, but I believe there was a foul ball somewhere in there that went a little awry.
We saw an Arkansas fan here earlier.
The SEC has certainly been, no matter, I mean, look, you've had great play in other conferences, the ACC in particular, but you've had great play out of the Pac-12. Oregon State's been excellent. We've had some surprises, Michigan making the championship series in 2019 with Eric Bakich.
Kennedy Jones lines it into left. Makes it look easy. He's got a leadoff base hit.
Certainly does, but the thing about the SEC is they have excelled in the postseasons. The environments are never too big. It's a good swing by Kennedy Jones. Bringing the hands into the body, getting the barrel on it.
Yeah, doesn't try to over swing. You mentioned the SEC teams, 11 in the tournament, a conference record for the SEC. Dalton Reeves will bat.
Yeah, those SEC teams were 9-2 yesterday, although Vanderbilt losing today. They are 2-2 and through, 2 and no longer playing. ACC, Wake Forest eliminated today. Surprisingly. Well, I guess not surprising given who they played. East Carolina.
That game, that was a thriller. We were watching that one.
It was kind of bananas.
2 balls and no strikes, the count. Yesterday, 10 of the 3 seeds beat 2 seeds, and 2 4 seeds beat the 1 seed.
Of those 1 seed, I believe, I don't know if the Arizona score has gone final, but Arizona was losing big in that one. So Arizona could be our first 1 seed eliminated. The Tucson Regional out west.
Reeves hits it hard in the air to center. Eli Serrano at the track makes the catch, and Jones goes back to first.
This ballpark hasn't been quite as offensive as I thought maybe coming into the weekend. We've seen our fair share of home runs, but particularly with the wind yesterday early on, thought the ball would be flying out of here. It's not been the case. Of course, we've had some home runs, but it hasn't been overly offensive where if you just get the ball in the air, it's going to fly out.
1 on, 1 down for Talmadge LeCroy. Rolls over and fouls off the pitch.
You and I composed an unofficial all-name team. Talmadge LeCroy certainly on there. A lot of
the only South Carolina representative. Butterworth scoops it up, goes to second, over to first for the double play. Out the berm. I can't see grass, maybe a little tiny bit. Luke Nixon will lead things off. He takes strike 1. Gainey waited a while. Fires in ball 1. Nixon pops it up into the stands. Nixon can't check his swing. They throw down to first. There's one away.
It's a nice sequence by Garrett Gainey going up and then down. We've got people outside the stadium, back behind left field. See, this is a money-making opportunity. You extend the field back. Now you close off those seats and we can charge revenue generation.
What do you mean we?
Putting on my business hat. I'm just helping Boo Corrigan. I'll send my consulting fee a little bit later. But smart for those those students. That's a pretty good seat out there. I mean, that is a paid seat at most places.
That's not bad. Matt Hevner, the batter. Swing and a miss. Gainey ahead 0-2. There were fans on the buildings back behind left field last night as well.
Yeah, I wonder if roof access is allowed on those buildings, but it's okay.
Who cares? Tapped on the ground. Gainey reaches, takes his time. Great grab by Messina over at first.
How about Cole Messina, the guy who's usually behind the plate, extending to get that one. You look at Coach Elliot Avent, who will join us top of the next inning for a little chat. Always fun to catch up with.
If you're just tuning in, Cole Messina's at first. Ethan Petrie out of the lineup tonight with a hand injury. Dalton Reeves behind the plate catching. Noah Soz will bat.
Black stays on much better at first base.
First pitch swinging in the air to left. Brewer comes in and makes the grab. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the Gamecocks. And how impactful has he been for you this season?
Well, just such a professional player, Danny. I mean, he's given us so much everywhere, obviously at the plate. And the 2 balls he hit, and obviously their guys got really, really good stuff. So to get on top of 2 pitches, what he's throwing to get him out to right field and left field, he's a great player. But what he's brought to us is a professional, maturity, and a lot of umpires ask me, why in the heck's he in college baseball?
Well, your guy, Dom Fritton, has had great stuff as well. What has gotten him back to where he was last year over the back half of the season?
He just kept working. He and Coach Chrysler just kept working. I mean, he's a competitor, and he has some trouble with location early, but has really worked on his changeup and his breaking ball, and he just stuck with things, and he's been quite a competitor for us.
Hey, Coach, the game plan tonight for your pitching staff. Sam Heifel yesterday did a really nice job. You didn't have to use too many arms. What do you feel tonight?
Well, tonight's a big game for both ball clubs. Put you in the driver's seat a little bit. So there's nothing you're going to leave in the bullpen for either ball club. So whenever we have to go with somebody, it'll be next guy and see what happens.
Last one for you, Coach, before we get you out of here. I mean, you said it. Their guy has had really good stuff, Garrett Gainey. What are you saying to the rest of your lineup and getting to him?
Gainey's just really good. He's a lot like Fritton. He's just really, really good. And you got to get on top of pitches. And but we're having good at bats, and it's just 2 great competitors going at it right now. Pick it up, that a boy.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
All right, Danny. All right, Roddy.
You know, we talked to Elliot Avent earlier in the week, and he mentioned what you guys do in the booth is so hard. I don't know if I could do it. I've done it a little bit before, but I don't know. Elliot Avent, maybe one day you get in the booth. Long time from now.
I'm telling you, if he's got an off weekend at some point during baseball season, love to do a Peyton and Eli style, just watching a baseball game. Nobody tells better stories. You get him and a couple of these other old Wiley vet coaches in a room.
That's the word of the weekend, isn't it? Wiley vet.
I love old Wiley vets. Yeah, I love the grizzled, experienced guys.
Dylan Brewer takes a ball. It's 1-1. deep right field to the trees. Dylan Brewer inserted into the lineup. Deposits that one outside the ballpark. It's 3-2.
I mean, it was 21 home runs from Ethan Petry not being in the lineup. And Will Tippett and Dylan Brewer said, no problem, we'll pick up the slack. Dylan Brewer with his 5th home run of the year, a no-doubter into the trees in right field. How about the game we've got going on? Responses. That's the thing about South Carolina yesterday. They were chasing for a lot of the game. It feels kind of like it did then today. Chasing but responding consistently.
You're 100% right. That's obviously not how you want to draw it up, right? It's a lot more difficult when you're playing that way, but South Carolina is used to that. Ethan Petry said, we've been battle tested. How about the 8 and 9 hole hitters in this lineup with Will Tippett at the plate? Impactful day yesterday. He had the sac fly, walk off for this ball club. Gets the opportunity to bat in the 10th inning, made the most of it. His home run tied the game in the 3rd. There's a swing and a miss. It's 1-2.
Nice off speed pitch. And the thing is, the recipe for any pitcher in college baseball now, with the amount of balls flying out, keep runners off base. So when guys run into one and you get a home run, they're solo home runs. Solo home runs don't kill you. It's when you give up free bases and then a guy runs into one. That's when you start to get in trouble.
Swing and a miss. Drop 3rd strike. Cozart will toss down. There's 2 away. The NCAA Men's College World Series begins Friday, June 14th, the 45th consecutive year. It's on ESPN, and the 22nd straight year, every game is on ESPN. The finals begin Saturday, June 22nd from Omaha, Nebraska. For more information, go to NCAA.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. That is awesome. We got you covered.
Yes, we do. Any way you want to be covered, your college athletics, we got you covered.
Left, right, north, south, all over.
From Santa Barbara to Clemson. I guess that'd be the furthest.
Is that the farthest?
Are we further east than Clemson? I don't know. Pretty far east.
We're doing a lot of math lessons in here, geography lessons, weather lessons. We went to school.
Oh, Greenville's more further east than us.
There you go. Back to the top, Austin Brinling batting. Drives that one into center. Eli Serrano on his horse, doing that all weekend long. Dylan Brewer's home run. Petry is out of your lineup with a hand injury. We saw him get hit on the hand yesterday in the ball game. What can you tell us about him?
It's unfortunate. He really wanted to play today. We really wanted him to play, obviously, especially against the lefty. But it's a hairline fracture that we're just going to have to try to see how he can manage it as we move forward. It's a big loss for us, but this game provides opportunities. Dylan Brewer got to play today because Ethan is not, and he hits the home run. So, you know what? You've got to find opportunity out of that adversity.
You can't excuse the 2 pitches that end up over the fence, but it feels like Garrett Gainey has really been dealing other than those 2. What have you seen from your starter?
Yeah, stuff is really good. Their guys is too, but Garrett's doing a really good job. The only time he gets hit is when he leaves the ball in the middle of the plate. And, you know, he needs to continue to learn that location is still king, as good as his stuff is, because when he puts the ball in a good spot, he gets outs.
Coach, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Man, it is unfortunate, right? Ethan Petry, that dude was battling it out last night after he got hit. He stays in the game, and you can kind of see him wincing. He's uncomfortable, but he stayed in for his team, and no one likes to see him out. Eli Serrano drives it to right, and he hits that ball out of the park, working on his swing pregame. His 7th of the season. And the Wolfpack get one back. It's 4-2.
Mark Kingston just said it, when he leaves the ball over the plate, that's when he gets hit. That ball right down the middle, and Toronto torches. The only question was, did it have enough height? Sneaks over the fence out there in right field. Every single run that we have had in this game has scored via home run by this guy, Garrett Pennington.
Takes ball one low. Pennington's last 5 games, including today, 6 doubles and 2 home runs. You said we didn't have any home runs in the game.
Look, it's the reverse jinx of whatever. Sorry to the pitchers.
Two 2-0 the count to Pennington. Approaching 60 pitches for Gainey.
That was a good off speed on 2-0. The confidence, the delivery, the location, all excellent.
On the ground to third. Lee Croy makes the play. Here's one away.
Pennington has done a really nice job of bouncing back from the home runs. After each of the Pennington home runs, got the next batter out. Was able to retire Pennington after the Serrano home run. So he has not let those home runs affect him on the next batter.
Here's Alek Makarevich. Takes a pitch low. He's flown out in both of his at-bats tonight so far. Just missing. It's 2-0. Good pitch by Gainey.
Second time he's gone 2-0 this inning. Second time he's pulled the string on one.
That one's in the air to center field. Brinling comes on and makes the grab, and there's 2 away. 3 flyouts, hard hit by Makarevich tonight. Jacob Cozart will bat.
Makarevich has just missed a couple. One to left center, one to right center, one to left. But NC State's still waiting for Jacob Cozart to get going. It's 0 for yesterday. Did get walked a couple times. You get a look at Connor McCreary in the bullpen.
Takes a pitch outside for ball 1. One of the best bats in the conference last season. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. It's in the air to left. Brewer comes under it and makes the grab. So 2 fly balls. It's Florida. They lost in 2 games. Blake Jackson is going to lead things off. 0-1 pitch from Fritton. Comes in for strike 2. These 2 teams also met in 2008 in the Raleigh Regional. So they've got a lot of history. Good block by Cozart behind the plate. NC State is 2-0 against South Carolina in the postseason in Raleigh. You can see Fritton again. He's trying to establish that pitch, just missing outside. So now the count's full.
And South Carolina, Blake Jackson in particular, but South Carolina has been so good at taking those pitches.
Yeah. They check down, no swing from the third base umpire. So Jack.
Change up. That is what Consiglio throws. That curveball, he's going to feature a lot to the right-handed hitters as well. Big spot for him with Cole Messina at the plate.
First pitch to Messina is a ball. Clint Chrysler told us earlier this week that they've got a trio of arms that they trust, and this is one of them in the freshman. You find out late in the year who you can bring in, where you can bring them in, and he's built up that trust for the Wolfpack. Swing and a miss from Messina. It's 1-1.
That looked like more of a slider, sort of lightly used, more lightly used of the off-speed pitches.
Messina walked his last at bat and he was caught stealing. It's inside, 2-1. Cole Messina is the guy in practice that makes sure these guys stay loose, stay focused but loose. That's his job. Hits it hard on the ground through the left side. He'll end up on first. The runner's on first and second now. Kennedy Jones will bat.
And let's go back to the pitch sequence against Cole Messina. First, it's a fastball up. Follows that up with a little off-speed pitch down in the zone. The big breaking curveball out. And then another fastball on the outside part of the plate that Messina is able to get around, get on base, putting the potential go-ahead run at the plate in Kennedy Jones, who's already got a mammoth home run in this regional.
Drives that ball right to Butterworth, who snags it. They go to second for the double play. An exceptional play by Brandon Butterworth, who was ranging away from the bag, throws it to second. Let's take another look.
It's an unbelievable job of turning and throwing. I certainly don't want to be definitive after the first look, but I thought in real time ball beat him. Question is, does his foot stay on the bag? I think the foot of Hebner stays on the bag.
Call on the field is out at second base.
I mean, full coverage of shortstop from Brandon Butterworth.
Elliot Avent talked a lot about Brandon Butterworth, bringing him to this program, and Elliot. The call's gonna stand. An outstanding play by the shortstop.
And Butterworth made sure that Blake Jackson at second base was toast with his excellent turn and throw.
So now there's two away. Dalton Reeves will bat. South Carolina today 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. They're 0 for 7 this weekend. And Reeves takes strike one. Consiglio ahead, 0-2 in the count.
A big bending breaking ball, so tough on the lefty. Also, if you can get it down and in the dirt, I'm going to go to that again. See if you can tempt Dalton Reeves.
Called strike 3 on the corner. Consiglio fired up. What a play by Brandon Butterworth.
Duke, North Carolina, and NC State all represented postseason.
Brandon Butterworth in the air. Foul. Go ahead.
I was shocked by Brandon Butterworth coming up and hitting it down the line so quickly. It was a loud strike. But I mean, the Triangle schools, all three of them, postseasons and all three. NC State obviously making the Final Four on both the men and the women's side. Kevin Keats doing a great job. As the head coach of the men's, DJ Burns becoming one of the country's favorite players. And then Wes Moore, a somewhat unlikely run for that group. He had a great team with Elisa Cunane last year. Didn't make it.
LeCroy backhands it down the line in time. Great play by Talmadge LeCroy at third, and the pick by Messina for the first out.
Jared Gainey loves it. And the fact that he's able to, LeCroy is able to snag it, pick it up after he drops it on his out of his glove, make the play. You're my boy, Blue. I'm sure that's what he said.
Man, I love the emotion from Gainey. I love a guy who is rooting for his team making those plays. Alex Sosa will bat.
Back to that North Carolina State women's basketball team making this one of the more unlikely runs of Wes Moore's crew. I mean, he's had teams that obviously were thought of to be more of a favorite to make it to the Final Four before eventually falling to the behemoth that is South Carolina and what they were on the women's basketball side this year. Dawn Staley going undefeated.
Another check swing by Sosa. It's 0-2. Yeah, how about a year for women's basketball in college? We were just talking about Caitlin Clark. WNBA season underway. So the home plate umpire has come out.
Alex Sosa's got to be careful. 1 foot in the box unless, and there's a couple of different iterations where you can step out.
So that's 2 outs. Luke Nixon is the batter. He's got a strike on him. Foul tips, so Gainey ahead 0-2. Gainey hits him. He's going to take first. So after 2 quick outs, there's a runner for the Wolfpack. Let's look at this. So you can see Sosa, he's got his foot in the box. He hasn't taken it out, to your point, Roddy. He makes eye contact, but I feel like part of this is making eye contact, being aware and ready in the box in time.
So a batter is not allowed to delay intentionally. I did not see where he was delaying. He didn't leave the box. I can understand why Elliot Avent would be a little confused. I mean, you're right with him being set and ready, but I don't know. I'd need further explanation on where the violation occurred on that one.
We'll try to get that for you. 1 on 2 down. Matt Hefner, the batter. The ball gets away from Reeves. Nixon was off on the pitch, so he's in scoring position.
Remember, Dalton Reeves behind the plate because Cole Messina, who threw out a number of James Madison runners yesterday, is at first base because of the Ethan Petrie injury. It's the dominoes. Reeves bobbles or isn't able to complete the transfer.
You know, lost in all this, too, is how good of a job Gainey's been doing, getting ahead of batters, keeping his team in this ball game.
That's a great point.
That pitch is low. It's 2-1.
He's made a few mistakes, literally a few.
Yeah.
Garrett Pennington was in the batter's box for 2 of them. Eli Serrano, the other. All 3 of them ended up in home runs. That's how NC State scored all of its runs.
3-1 pitch misses. So Hefner works the walk. That puts 2 on for the Wolfpack to bring up the senior Noah Souls. Impactful. 2-on-2 down in the bottom of the 6th. Strike to Souls. Hey, how about Reeves behind the plate? Done a nice job. He's gotten a couple of strikes there. I like the framing. It's 0-2. Good block. Nixon's going to take off. Both runners advance 90. Big moment here for the Gamecocks. On the ground. Tippett takes it, fires over the stretch by Messina. Playing first base tonight. Brett, Squeeze Play, our very own at ESPN. You can watch it all day, all weekend. Every big moment, we got you covered. Our crew is the best of the best out there.
How often do you say best thing since sliced bread?
That's the first time I think I've said it in my life, to be completely honest. I swear.
The way it rolled off the tongue, I'm not so sure about that.
Well, I felt it. I felt passionate about the statement. This fine, beautiful friend of ours,
beautiful,
taking a little nap. I guess we put him to sleep. That's a bummer.
He's definitely not watching Squeeze Play. He'd be juiced and ready to go.
That's the best dog. Best boy right there. Oh my gosh.
He's a good boy, but
I didn't get to pet that dog. I pet another one though. Talmadge Lecroy is the batter. That's a long fly foul ball.
Just not a bulldog guy myself.
Oh, you would not pet the dog if you didn't like the kind of dog?
I'm not a bulldog guy. I went to Georgia Tech. We don't like the Bulldogs.
That's a line drive, dropped down the line in left field. Talmadge Lecroy's turning for second. He's gonna stand up with a double to get things going for the Gamecocks. This team against James Madison, again, we've talked about this. They played from behind. They came back, they kept matching it. You gotta wake up, my guy. This game's getting good.
Which side is he on? It looks like he's on the first base side. It'd be the NC State side. It's all the NC State side. Talmadge Lecroy, though, gives the fans here for the South Carolina Gamecocks something to cheer about. A double to start him off against the freshman, Cooper Consiglio, who did a really nice job when he came in last inning after giving up a single. Got the double play and then a strikeout. And it's been the bottom half of this lineup that's done the damage for South Carolina today.
Parker Nolan, the batter, he takes strike 1. Again, South Carolina over 3 with runners in scoring position.
Circle back to the Bulldog. I saw on the harness that he was a service dog. Would that be considered sleeping on the job?
Oh, wow. Listen, that's on the ground, a second. Fired over by Hefner. There's one away. Lecroy's on third. I love dogs. You'll never hear me say a bad word about them. Don't even try to trick me here. Leave that dog alone.
He's got a job to do.
Leave him alone.
Sleeping. I mean,
do you sleep?
Not on the job.
Well,
often.
Maybe he's not on the job. Look, he's awake.
Clearly says service dog. We need to ask. Is he working right now?
Somebody let us know. Let us know. Here's Dylan Brewer. Brewer's home run in the 5th made it 3-2. He's playing tonight. Ethan Petrie out. A lot of shuffling going on, and you heard Mark Kingston say, listen, it is unfortunate. And it is. You don't ever want to see anyone out. You don't want to see one of the best guys in the lineup for South Carolina out. But Dylan Brewer has made the most of his time in the game tonight.
And look at what the bottom of the lineup has done. Dylan Brewer and Will Tippett, couple home runs. The only 2 runs of the game. We've been told that's a protected wetland back there. Well, the wildlife is going to get a little bit of a souvenir.
What kind of wildlife?
in the wetlands? Who knows? Snakes? Deer? Could be anything.
Brewer to the wetlands. And out of this ballpark, 2 home runs tonight for Dylan Brewer. That is exceptional baseball. He ties this ball game up and puts a charge in that home run. Wow.
Battle tested. That's what this South Carolina team said over and over about who they were this year going through the SEC. The old adage goes, you hang 'em, we bang 'em. Off-speed pitch, gets too much of the zone, and Dylan Brewer, part of an unlikely tandem at the bottom, providing offense for South Carolina in the absence of Ethan Petry.
You know he's got to be fired up for his teammates. Will Tippett will bat. And he takes strike one. It's 1-1. I mean, listen, you talk about a guy who's inserted into the lineup. Who knows when he was told that he was playing? You know they waited until the last minute to see if Petry could get in. And to come in and do damage like that, it's awesome.
Into the night, into the distance, into the wildlife, into the wetlands. Or maybe it's just a nature preserve. I can't remember exactly. I didn't really listen to the ecologists telling me.
It's the second 2-homer game for Brewer. The last one was against Longwood, March 8th. Crowd's on its feet for Tippett. And that's outside. He works the walk.
They're starting to get a little rowdy in here. The South Carolina fans fired up. The NC State fans not regional.
The Gamecock fans are tucked away between the Wolfpack fans as Austin Brindling steps up, takes strike one.
That's a great framing job by Jacob Kozar behind the plate.
One of the best in the country behind the plate. Into Brindling. Close. It's 1-1. One-on-one down, top of the 7th. Check on Tippett.
Wise, remember South Carolina got picked off twice by a left-handed pitcher yesterday. Consiglio's move, not the one that we saw from Donovan Burke, which was one of the best I've ever seen.
That pitch is outside for ball 2. We got a 4-4 ball game. If you just happened to be tuning in because you saw the score, all 8 runs scored by the home run. Roddy wanted to see more long balls. He got them.
Hey, you know what they say? Everybody digs the long ball.
That's right. They do. Another one into Brindling. Doesn't back out of the box. Or out of the way of the pitch, at least. And he's got the Gamecock fans on their feet with the hitter's count. There's strike 2, full count. Brindling taps it on the ground. Butterworth tosses to second. They go to first. Another. Tonight it does. Eli Serrano will lead things off. He hit a home run in the 5th. He made it a 4-2 ball game. That was erased by Dylan Brewer last inning. Hits it hard on the ground through the right side. A leadoff base hit for Eli Serrano III.
Brings up the most dangerous hitter in this lineup today, Garrett Pennington. Couple of home runs already, one to left, one to right. McCreary, the big hard throwing right-hander, he's got to deal with Garrett Pennington.
He takes a ball outside. 2 home runs tonight, man. Got things going in the first, made it 1-0 to left, and then he went to right, made it 3-1. That one's inside, it's 2-0.
95 up and in. Give Garrett Pennington a 3-0 green light? I think you do.
Absolutely.
2 home runs on the day.
Up and in. And he's going to head to first. That puts 2 on for the Wolfpack. It doesn't get any easier with Alec Makarevich coming up. He's got a 21-game hit streak on the line.
And it's going to be our first time seeing him hit left-handed. The lefty Garrett Gainey on the mound has been a right-handed hitter all day long. NC State, not a huge bunt team. Makarevich does not have a single bunt or sac bunt on the season. Not surprisingly, he's been excellent all year long swinging the bat.
Reeves is going to come out. The infield's going to come together. Matthew Becker warming in the pen.
I wonder in this situation if South Carolina thinks Makarevich, his splits are pretty close, righty-lefty, but he is a natural left-handed hitter. Or more natural left-handed hitter, I should say. Told us before the game, he's been hitting switch. He's been a switch hitter for as long as he can remember, even back to T-ball. I said, how'd you switch hitting T-ball? He said, well, I would hold it like a righty and want to stand like a lefty.
Always fascinating how they learn to do that when it happens. No outs in the bottom of the 7th. That one's out of the field. Swinging at the first pitch.
Yeah, it is funny how it happens, but you know, he kind of told us he feels more natural left-handed because in high school there's just not a lot of left-handed pitchers to have you take that many right-handed swings.
Left that high, it's 1-1. Fouled away, 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. The lineup shifted a little bit this season for the Wolfpack. At one point, Amac moved from batting 5th up to 3rd. He's paid that off for Elliott Avent. It's chopped foul on the right side.
Timing-wise, Makarevich has just been a little bit off in this at-bat. Pitch before that, the one he fouled straight back, it was a hanging breaking ball that Connor McCree probably got away with one.
Outside, it evens the count up. called into the dugout of the Wolfpack. Good battle here between McCreary and Makarevich. Amack in the air, left field. Right at the track, Brewer makes the catch. And the crowd sits back down. There's one away.
Makarevich has been just off of it today. He's got the power to go the other way and hit the ball out of the ballpark. Got a little too far under that one. Brewer makes easy work of it.
It's 4 flyouts to your point. They've all been hit hard. They've all been close. Matt Williams is going to come out of the dugout. We're going to have a pitching change. So that's going to be it for McCreary. Two on one flavor, isn't it?
It's actually my nickname. I don't know if you know.
I know. Here's Cozart. No go from the third base umpire. It's a 1-0. Two on, one down in the bottom of the 7th. Good block by Reeves behind the plate. 2-0.
Couple of curveballs in the dirt. Do you dare throw a fastball here? You're looking for a strike. Jacob Cozart has not been hot this weekend, but
he watches strike one. He's the number 4 catching prospect in this year's draft. Ranked 44th overall by Kylie McDaniel, our draft expert. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Cozart. And he's going to go chat.
Well, it was smart of Chris Hart. Cozart did not like the call and almost went all the way to the grass with his displeasure. And so Chris Hart calls timeout, calls him over to talk, resets the pitch clock or the action clock for the batter. I think he's probably got a bit of an argument. It looked like it might have been a little bit low, but Cozart going and taking a walk. You got an umpire behind the plate that's already called a strike on a batter for not being ready in the box in time.
It looks like Becker's waiting for the sign. And the timer ran out from the clock, but back to action. That one misses. Full count. Tie ball game in the bottom of the 7th. It misses. Cozart walks to load him up. That'll bring up Brandon Butterworth. All right, at third base, Eli Serrano. Garrett Pennington is at second, and Jacob Cozart just walked to get on first. Butterworth doubled into third. Otherwise, he's had 2 ground outs as the crowd gets on their feet. Wild swing from Butterworth for strike 1.
That's Brandon Butterworth coming up and saying, I've seen this guy throw a ton of curveballs. If I can get a fastball early, I'm going to take a hack. A little too amped up there.
Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2. Yeah, he takes a big breath.
Well, now you got to know what you're going to get. React late to the fastball, foul it off, expect off speed.
Butterworth, a little floater over to tip it. Everyone back to their bags. Good play by the shortstop. There's 2 away.
Tibber covers a lot of ground. Really nice sequence. Really nice sequence there by Matthew Becker. Butterworth frustrated at the outcome.
That brings up Alex Sosa, the freshman. Blocked by Reeves. The last thing you want is a pass ball to bring in a go-ahead run. One for 4 this season with a grand slam with the bases loaded. He leaves it outside, 3-0, and nowhere to put him.
Nowhere to put him. And if you're Alex Sosa, I think you're thinking, I mean, you're taking one, definitely two, or excuse me, definitely one, maybe 2 strikes. With Becker struggling to find the zone.
There's a strike called. Sosa thought
Sosa doesn't know.
Thinks that it was a walk. Threw off his leg guard.
Oh, it was so loud that he couldn't hear the ball call. I mean, the fans sort of reacted like it was ball 4. Wasn't far from it. So Sosa didn't know, he had his head down, that it was called a strike.
Ball 4. Serrano comes home, pumps up the crowd. It is 5-4 Wolfpack. Bases still loaded for Luke Nixon.
Yeah, making Becker prove that he can throw strikes. I think important here for Nixon.
And he takes strike 1. That was such a great at-bat from Sosa, though, if you think about it, right? The freshman in such a big moment right now, and how important it is to get to Sunday 2-0.
Yeah, you look at the at-bat before Brandon Butterworth swung at a couple of balls.
Really professional.
Yeah, I agree.
Blocked by Reeves for ball 1. They checked down. The third base umpire said he didn't check his swing. So that's going to end the frame. Third base umpire Kevin Elzy. You got Chris Hart over there. Oh, $10 word. Blake Jackson leads things off for South Carolina. Cooper Consiglio back out on the mound. And he takes a ball. Consiglio 3-0 in his last 3 appearances. Battle tested. Faced Florida State, Virginia, and Wake Forest, all in the top 10 ranked teams when the Wolfpack faced them. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2.
Really caught by Blake Jackson.
Consiglio with the strikeout, 1 away.
Cooper Consiglio going up and in. Just over the bat of Blake Jackson. Now you got to deal with Cole Messina, which is going to bring out Clint Chrysler.
This is usually this was his dream school. You dream about these moments as he swings through strike 1.
Umpire walking out to Derek Smith to tell him to move the rosin bag out of the way. That rosin bag was right behind the rubber.
Get out of the way, Rosin.
Kicks it out of the way and
Josh Shepis is our home plate umpire tonight. Another swing and a miss. Good pitch by Smith. It's 0-2.
As expected, back-to-back sliders to start off. Cole Messina. I mean, you're either going fastball up and out of the zone or you're going slider down.
Swing and a miss. Smith gets the strikeout. 2 down for the Wolfpack.
Those expecting sliders, thought maybe you show something else. No, you go right back to it. Absolutely nasty. And the speed of it, too. The break, all of it. Too much for Cole Messina.
Kennedy Jones will bat. He hits it in the air to the right side. Foul territory into the fans.
Fans are going to go crazy if they're able to get this third out and take it to the bottom of the 8th, still up 1. The dangerous Kennedy Jones in the DH spot after the shuffles of the lineup.
Takes strike 2. That'll bring the fans to their feet. Outside for ball 1.
Derek Smith has thrown 1 pitch since he's come in. And South Carolina has touched it, but not in fair territory. You got to know it's not about what you want, it's about what you're going to get. And I have a feeling you're going to get slider.
Swing and a miss. A strikeout back-to-back for Smith. 3 in the... That's a bunt laid down by Hefner down the first base line, and he's aboard.
Well, the usual first baseman, Ethan Petrie, was a late scratch to the lineup. Cole Messina at first base. It's probably one that the first baseman should charge and field. I mean, it's so tough. It's kind of in that no man's land. But it ends up being far enough where it's going to be tough for the pitcher. It'd have been too tough for the first baseman.
That's a great bunt. That is
it's just a great bunt.
Really great bunt. That brings up Noah Souls, who also squares around and pulls back.
Yeah, I take that back about Cole Messina charging. There's no way he was getting there.
Well, it pulls all of the fielders into the spots that make it even easier for you to get aboard.
You got one shot, and it's the pitcher fielding it either barehanded or with his glove and flipping it basically all in one motion. Very tough to do for a lefty sprinting that way. I mean, it was just going to be hard.
Elliot Avent is out of the dugout. Noah Souls at the plate. He's going to come chat with him, bring him in. Noah Souls is the 9-hole hitter, hit a home run yesterday. You said it, Roddy. We've been talking about this. This isn't a team that bunts a ton, but at this point in the year, when you ask a guy to do it, you've only got a 1-run lead. It's a hard job when you don't do this all season long, and then in the biggest moment, in the biggest game, you ask your guys to do that.
And look, these are the 2 guys that have bunted the most on the team. Hefner, 5 bunts on the season. Noah Souls, 6. Only 2 of those of the sack variety for Noah Souls.
Squares and bends his knees, drops it down. Becker picks it up and makes the play. The runner advances. There's 1 away.
I mean, those are winning baseball plays. You don't do it a ton, but when I need you to do it in the clutch, can you execute? Noah Souls, that's as clutch a play as a game-winning home run, especially if that run is able to come around to score.
And you're going to get a high five from your head coach. You got the job done. Back to the top, Eli Serrano will bat. He's swinging a hot bat. Hit a home run in the 5th, made it 4-2. He singled and scored in the 7th. The 1-2 punch of Serrano and Pennington today, 5 for 7 with 3 homers. That one's chopped to first. Messina steps on the bag, and there's 2 away.
In order to get this one done without giving up a run, Matthew Becker's going to have to go through, who else? Garrett Pennington, he of the 2 home run day so far. A lot of communication between Josh Shepis, batters, hitters, pitchers.
Becker's yelling over to the dugout.
Okay, they're going to walk Pennington.
Okay, they're going to intentionally walk Garrett Pennington.
Thought they were pointing at the pitch clock. They were actually pointing. They wanted to walk Pennington. Although bringing up Alec Makarevich doesn't feel awesome.
He's not missed by much tonight.
He's not missed by much. Look, he's 0 for 4. But the guy's hitting .378 on the season with 19 home runs, and you just walk the guy to get to him. I understand it. You're going away from the hot bat for a guy who has been a little off today. But Makarevich has been the best bat in this lineup this year.
And he takes strike 1. Spent 4 seasons at East Carolina. He's got the same pedigree, Elliot Avent says, of Garrett Pennington. A great influence on this team, in this lineup. He's marked his stamp all season long as he just misses. 1 and 2.
And that's, you can execute. That's why you would pitch around Pennington to get to Makarevich, but can you finish it?
Runner takes off. They hit Hefner. The ball bounces away. He's gonna score. It's 6-4. So the throw down from Reeves, because Hefner danced a little too far off the bag, ends up hitting him. That's a lucky break.
It is a lucky break, and you've got fortunate for South Carolina.
Ruled an 8-2. It's a 2-2 count to Makarevich. Fouls it off.
So watch Hefner. I mean, they accomplish what they want to, and as he retreats, he's inside the baseline, and it hits off of the back of the head. And Mark Kingston just wanted to talk about it.
Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Not before the Wolfpack, though, get another. They lead by 2. We head to the 9th.
Went down to Columbia last year, participated in the Columbia Regional, and met once, lost 6-3 to South Carolina, before NC State eventually falling to the Campbell Camels on Sunday morning before South Carolina took care of business. The Camels in the afternoon. NC State looking at some revenge.
Derek Smith is back out. A healthy dose of sliders.
Saw fastball?
And he gave us a fastball. He must have heard you talking up here to Dalton Reeves.
A left-handed hitter up. I mean,
yeah.
You can't go all sliders to the lefties, I guess.
Fires in strike 2. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Reeves chops it on the ground, gets past Hefner's glove, and the Gamecocks have a base runner aboard. The tying run comes to the plate. That's Talmadge LeCroy.
2-run leads are never safe, but with the weirdness and the awesomeness of this postseason, this ball just beat into the dirt, sneaks past the glove of the second baseman Hefner, who was playing Reeves to pull. We're going to get a pinch hitter, Talmadge LeCroy out, the righty Talmadge LeCroy.
Tyler Causey's going to come in.
Likely to see a steady diet of sliders. Now you bring in Causey, a guy who they were thinking about starting today, could have potentially played first base.
Swing and a miss. Such a tough spot always coming off the bench in moments like these. He's the first off the bench, though. That's what Mark Kingston told us earlier this week. He's been their go-to as he takes a ball. Spent the last 4 years at North Carolina. Didn't play last year.
Missed a lot of he's missed a lot of time this year with illness. There was talk of potentially over the course of the season, there's talk of him being shut down for the year, but that obviously not the case. Able to recover enough to be back in this situation. They're excited about what he can bring off the bench. It's one of the biggest spots of the year.
It's an amazing story. He was out of baseball. Monty Lee heard that and heard he still had some eligibility, wanted to go to grad school, so Monty looked him up, brought him in. Tough pitch, can't check his swing. It's a strike anyway, 1-2.
Derek Smith's gone back to the slider.
Swing and a miss. There's one away.
It worked so well the inning before. 2 strikeouts. Went to the fastball to the lefty Dalton Reeves. After that, it was, you know what? Let's go back to this little breaking ball we've got here that's been sick nasty.
Sick nasty. Parker Nolan bats. Swing and a miss, 0-2. I mean, Derek Smith, man.
I mean, I don't know why you throw anything else, to be honest with you.
What's the answer? It's outside, 1-2.
Boo Corrigan, who's done such a great job as the athletics director here at NC State, rooting his Wolfpack on.
Another breaking ball misses. It's 2-2. Got the rally caps on. Front row seat to a fantastic game tonight in the Raleigh Regional. Goes back to it again, misses. It's a full count.
Yeah, and the controls just eluded him here in the last couple of pitches. I mean, I don't see any reason to go away from it, though, unless you've lost the feel. If you're Parker Nolan, that's what you're expecting. You're expecting the off-speed.
There it is, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. And the Wolfpack are 1 out away from advancing to the regional final.
Well, he goes fastball up and in. And Nolan probably expecting off speed, looking down in the zone, sees the fastball up. It looks like a meatball coming in. Swings right through it. And just like yesterday, South Carolina down to its last out with the tying run at the plate.
Dylan Brewer, the batter. No one swung a hotter bat tonight than him for the Gamecocks. He had a home run in the 5th and a 2-run home run in the 7th. Outside, 1-1.
Elliot Avent just walked out, told Garrett Pennington, don't hold the runner on. You don't need to be on the bag. We want to keep the ball in the infield. That run doesn't matter.
Another ball outside. It's 2-1. Brewers the tying run. Will Tippett on deck would be the go-ahead. Cole Messina did this yesterday for the Gamecocks against James Madison. A bullet heads-up foul. It's 2-2. Tippett, who had the sac fly RBI in the 10th of yesterday's game. The game-winning hit. He's on deck. They're going to set a little more defense from Cozart. With the count 2-2, Elliott Avent doing the same. Ooh, good grab by Cozart. It's 3-2. He's gone back to that pitch a couple of times. He hasn't gotten anywhere close.
Yeah, I mean, the control with the slider has been off at times and way off at others. But he has sprinkled in some strikes. I mean, he hasn't lost it totally. The foul ball that he just got was on a slider. Last 3-2 pitch, he went with the fastball.
Brewer pops it up. Cozart makes the grab. Ball game. The Wolfpack win 6-4. And they're moving on to the regional final in
Fortunate for South Carolina.
Ruled an E2. It's a 2-2 count to Makarevich. Fouls it off.
So watch Hebner. I mean, they accomplish what they want to, and as he retreats, he's inside the baseline, and it hits off of the back of the head. And Mark Kingston just wanted to talk about it.
Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Not before the Wolfpack, though, get another. They lead by 2. We head to the 9th.